welcome to my bus.
Yeah, there's a lot going on out there. I'm sitting in between a couple Michigan guys.
Yeah, you asked me how we're doing. Been better.
I've been better too.
I think
it was. By the way, this was great. We're getting ready to sit down and tape this thing, and Will comes up to me and goes, "How about that Michigan stuff, huh?"
yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, how about that Michigan stuff?
Right.
You know? How about that oxygen we're breathing in today, huh? What do you think of that oxygen?"
I look at this great alumni that Michigan has, and I look about the great and powerful Rich Eisen, and I'm thinking, like, if there's someone that's going to save this university, it's got to be you, man.
Last night what came out of my mouth, I'm like, what's Rich think about all this?
Dude, same. Yes.
Well, I'm thinking about the same thing you are. I mean,
no doubt.
Just like, where the hell did this come from? Why is this happening? How did it happen? What in the world is Michigan going to do next? I don't even know when the page turn is actually going to happen.
Right.
You know, I mean, you were asking me right off the top, like, who should be the next coach? I'm like, I have no idea. I mean, there's still a lot of pieces that need to land before you get to that square.
True.
Wouldn't you think?
The fearful thing are the pieces that land, right? Like, right now there's a lot of speculation taking place and what's really happened. There's arrests that happen. There's a bunch of crazy things that, like, I should not, like, comment on from, like, a factual standpoint.
Right, sure.
If we live in the world where everything we're seeing is true, you have to assume these next couple of weeks, and you were talking about this right after the Get Up show, is like, if we're going to live in a world where if that's all true, then if I'm Michigan, it's what's our next move? Let's make this change as fast as possible, because you're thinking about, you're the youngest team in the entire Big Ten last year. You went 9-3. You had a top 15 recruiting class. In January 2nd, you have the transfer portal. So all those things combined, I look at Michigan as, if they have the right structure in place from a coaching standpoint, the right coaches, assistant coaches, you can be a college football playoff contender next year. And if you want to get that done and not lose all your players, like, you need to move quickly and diligently, but put the most important people for Michigan in a room and don't let them leave till they make a decision. This can't be middle of January, and now here's our new head coach. Well, half your guys have left. Who knows what happens with your quarterback? Like, these recruits are like, well, I want to go to the NFL, right? Every player that comes to college football wants to go to the NFL. They're going to go to a place that has better structure, because right now, the way Michigan is, there's a lot of uncertainty taking place, and we got to fix it immediately.
Yeah, it's one of those best case scenario. You're able to take your time and find the right guy, but it feels like you're in the worst case scenario right now. Like, last night I went from, oh, this doesn't seem good, to it got bad in a hurry. And now it just feels like if they don't have urgency for alignment to make a decision soon, and you sit and this situation is sat on because you're taking your time to find the right guy, then the entire window of things could get even worse than what it was from last night is going to continue to happen, which to me, I feel like it tarnishes, it ruptures the whole Michigan idea, the structure there, who's going to want to go there if things continue to leak out and come out and everything else. So to me, that's why I feel like alignment's got to happen in a hurry, and a decision's got to be made fairly quickly because of the recruiting class, the guys who are there right now. Like, as players in the world that we're in with the NIL, players in college football, you're not only waking up, group chats firing up to where you're talking about, wow, did you see this? Did you see that? Man, did this happen? I thought I saw this back in the day too. You're also having the conversations of, hey, what are we, like, are you thinking of moving? If you're thinking of moving, like, where are you looking at right now? Yeah. My agent's telling me this. Right. There's a lot of dominoes that could fall if you don't make a decision somewhat soon.
Right. So, because I veer back and forth between we got to deal with this for the football program to we've got bigger issues potentially than just the football program. Right. If there's a systemic problem in terms of a coaching staff, if there's a systemic problem about what the athletic department knows and when they know it, and what is happening. Like, there's a lot of issues here. Also, a family is shattered.
Right. Yeah, which is heartbreaking.
An actual family is shattered. Families are shattered. There is football program that appears to be shattered right now. And how do you even sit here and say who should be the football coach, except for the fact that there is a program to run in a cutthroat world of college football?
Yeah.
And if you are looking for your next head coach, and you might be looking to buy somebody out because that's the way you do things these days in college football, who would you target? They're potentially getting ready for a college football playoff game right now, or they're getting ready for the end of an NFL season. I mean, coaches in the NFL aren't going to be available for this sort of conversation for another few weeks, for a month and a half.
That's a good point.
So, but the transfer portal's coming up. You got to wonder if Lane Kiffin's in Bryce Underwood's driveway right now. You know, you know what I mean? Like, these are things that you have to be figuring out while you're also trying to put the pieces together as to how did it go from what we were seeing throughout the football season or to Sherrone Moore learning he's been fired. And then everything that happened after that. I mean, I didn't think in a million years there'd be a mugshot of a Michigan football coach.
Is that real? Was that a real thing?
I have no. See, and that's the other thing too, is what's real and what isn't anymore.
Yeah.
You know, which, you know, obviously that's for a totally different show or a different day. But you know, it's just there is a lot of shocking stuff to get through, and a scandal that you just can't believe has landed on our school, man. You know, like that's what's happening right now.
The thing that you bring up an incredible point of is there are families that have been shattered. There are people that are affected on a personal level that we sit on, like we sat on Get Up, and it was Greeny, him and Schefter kind of handled the sensitivity part to it, but then it's like, hey, we're a sports show. Yeah. So like it might come off to a casual viewer that we're being extremely tone deaf about what's really an issue when we're sitting here trying to figure out who the next head coach is going to be. My argument to that is I don't know what's real and what's not right now. I would hate to go and say something that hurts somebody without knowing all the correct information. So because I sit on a show and have to talk about football, and this is a major piece of news, well, the only thing I'm going to lean back on right now is, okay, where are we going with the University of Michigan? So it's not that I'm not empathetic to everybody that's affected, because it is very important that these people that were affected, like I got 2 daughters, Sherrone's got 3 daughters, like you have 2 daughters, like it's absolutely heartbreaking to know that those 3 girls, like for the rest of the time, they'll be able to pull that up on the internet, regardless of how things work out. And that I have a lot of empathy for. But when it comes to the coaching search, you've really got to figure out, like 2023 happens in the midst of a national championship season. You have all these allegations come out. There's an NCAA, they try to break down everything, figure out, they end up slapping him with a $20 million fine. Now this is taking place. It's like, if you're Michigan and you want your logo to keep standing for the things that you and I believe it stands for, you have to make a credible decision, a long-term decision, character, integrity, all of those things have to be in it. But you have to produce in the field now too. So there's a lot of different variables that need to happen in a hurry that you would love to have more time for, but because of the dates, you don't have those times.
Tell me about it. Part of me is sitting about... Last night, I was mentioned at the top of the show, I was getting ready for that Stuart Scott Booyah event. Just took me about 20 minutes because, not much is needed. Not much primping needs to go down for various reasons. And 20 minutes away from my phone, I look at my phone, 29 text messages. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? And I'm going through all this, and I'm stunned, and I'm completely taken aback. And then at some point after all this, I land on the what next, right? Who's the next coach? Who could this possibly be? And I'm getting all of these texts about this person and that person and that person and this person. And I'm thinking to myself, if there was an investigation going down, and rumors were everywhere. Right. You and I both heard them, just to share off air what we talk about. We heard them and we're just like, this can't possibly be true. I hope it's not true. I was thinking to myself, this couldn't get done before Matt Campbell gets hired by Penn State, just to throw a name out there. We just saw all of that, and then there's the conflicting part about it, about the human element of it that's going down. And I feel stupid talking about the football part of it, but at the end of the day, there is a Michigan standard that we keep talking about that now keeps getting torn down by real life events, and everyone else rightfully saying, what the hell is going on at your spot? That is legitimately what's happening right now. I feel like this is a therapy session between us now.
And you're doing a great job of putting us to the dance.
How much do you guys charge by the hour?
I'm very happy to sit in on this.
Okay, right. So this is the way I kind of feel about it. But, and you're treating this really well.
There's a piece of Will Compton right now that is like
screaming inside, wanting to be, because I see. Yes, it's true.
No. Not the person. We're talking about just football in a vacuum.
I enjoy the fun. I enjoy the trolling. But this being a very real situation, then you're looking at the football side of it, to where it's like you want to have time for all the things that are tragic and the sadness and everything going on. And then when you're talking about the football side, it's like, yeah, what are they going to do? Because no matter what, like the reality is when you fire your coach, there's like a 30-day window that players have to leave. You're going to want to keep them there. Is there like I know they're trying to figure out their alignment right now and who they want to go after and what they want to do, but it's like, man, what are they going to do? Because they're going to need to do something fast if they don't want to look like, Penn State, who's kind of fell off, and the way they had to go about their hiring process throughout the year. Like, what candidates are you going to have? You're going to have to target guys who are currently in the college football playoff, like talking about Kalen DeBoer.
Guys who just signed extensions.
Yeah, guys who just signed extensions.
Just signed
There's
massive
been
deals.
NFL names coming up, and you alluded to those guys aren't going to be available right now.
Well, mid-January, or if you want to take someone from a winning playoff run football team, maybe not till I know these things can be on the side and we'll wait for you, but you can't tell a bunch of kids who are like, what's happening there, and having the opportunity in the first 2 weeks of January to figure something out.
Yeah.
Say, just stick with us.
Right.
You like the campus, you like the education opportunities,
That's not flying.
And then that selling point being, stick with this, we have this, we have that. While
trust us.
You have your agent in your ear and other guys talking about money you could be getting if you could leave here.
Jumping right now.
This is a mess. You
I
don't
could
want to
start
be
a bidding war for you if you do it now.
In regards to the true product in the field we saw this year, it's the youngest team in the Big Ten. It's the youngest team in the Big Ten. So there's a bunch of talent that all these kids who have played significant snaps woke up to multiple text messages about where you can go.
What are you hearing?
X, Y, and Z.
What are you hearing from your guys that you played with or other, just as a Michigan football alum here? What are you hearing?
When it comes to hearing the rumors, I think there were all rumors kind of getting sprinkled around a couple weeks ago, and I think everyone is now caught off guard, which is a little confusing to me, because if I'm a common being just on the outside as a fan watching, if I'm hearing rumors and you're hearing rumors and you're hearing rumors, well, then the administration and the people that are in control of everything, they obviously know the rumors as well. So if this was ever going to be a thing, let's say it's not true and it never happened, great. But if it is true and we live in the world we are right now, you have to be a little critical of the University of Michigan of, if you're a top 5 brand in college football, we had Ed Ogeron who kind of talks about the back channels and the third party, you should have been prepared for any scenario that could have possibly taken place from a business standpoint. And a business standpoint is the football team.
Right.
So that's where I'm sitting there being like, if you guys really have your stuff together, you should know who your next guy is. Those back channel conversations should have already taken place, because that's the world we live in. It's not like there's a lot of information that gets out now, but there's also ways to go talk to somebody, kind of feel their temp on, hey, do you want to go here? What's the thought process? Would you ever be a Michigan head coach? And you know who your top 2-3 guys are, or you should know who they are and be able to pull the trigger at any moment for a brand like Michigan.
Yeah, and again, if you're putting the critical hat on, it's like if you're sitting there wondering if Michigan was going to make a move, like some of the rumors started to circulate after the Ohio State game to where those conversations were starting to take place, and it didn't happen, or they didn't make a decision to do it then. And now that it comes all out right now and it kind of just derails everything, that's why I feel like it went from not good to this is bad to where it could get worse in a hurry if they don't figure out what the alignment's going to be and a decision they might make, so that way they can turn the page and start doing damage control for the future because you brought somebody in that represents the brand well.
So does this answer your question of how about that Michigan stuff? Did this answer your question?
You're promise.
You're open-ended. Hey, you hear about that Michigan things, huh?
Yeah. A lot more.
Answer.
Yeah. It's again, you guys are Michigan guys. We were getting the information last night, while we were going to dinner, and I'm sitting there kind of seeing Taylor receive text messages, try and figure out what's going on. And I'm kind of taken back seeing all the rumors, seeing everything going on the internet, watching it burn. And I'm just like, man, what is
going on?
Yeah, what is going on? I wonder
you guys
what.
weren't given a heads up maybe that a firing was on the table?
Well, again, you heard from the beginning of the show, I heard nothing but this rumor within an hour and a half of Ohio State beating Michigan from 4 different people.
Right.
I mean, and
it's interesting that as soon as Ohio State happens,
I heard this. I told Suze I didn't really want to spread it to anybody because
you don't know what's real.
Really.
Yeah.
And this is as scurrilous as it comes. Look that up.
Hey,
He's right. He's right. He said scarless.
Yeah, I mean,
it sounds like a great word.
I'm sorry. I can't be on my Michigan mountain.
Yeah, no, there's no mount to stand on. There's no mount.
It's whatever. It's an inverse mount. It's dug.
We are beneath Nebraska. That's how far we've gone.
Nastier rumors it could possibly be.
Right.
And now, throughout the entire process, with everybody being hired here and hired there and moving around and buying out and extending their contracts, I thought to myself, well, I guess this can't be true. I had no idea there was an investigation happening. And then, boom, out of the blue comes this announcement that 100% seems to confirm exactly what I was hearing, what you were hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I mean, and the ultimate shocker was the aftermath. And it's been really difficult to try and figure out how somebody in the administration of our school needs to figure out, as you mentioned, what is the next step?
Right.
Is this a larger issue?
Yeah.
But because you look across the rest of the athletic department landscape, I mean, everybody in the basketball program is loving life right now.
Yeah.
And so that's the same.
I'm buying into basketball.
That's the same athletic department.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey just split with Michigan State, which is a big thing. It's a big to do. Michigan's hockey program. I could go on and on and on. But we have to sit around as a collective. You and I and the rest of the alums have to sit around and how do we process all of this stuff? And I'm still doing it. So I don't know if that answers your question.
It's like the Homer Simpson gif where it's like you're wearing the Michigan football pads backing into the bush, and now you're coming out with a basketball jersey on.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's for the casuals, Will. We need to figure out the problems here. I'll tell you who can fix the program. And he's sitting at this desk. It's Rich Eisen.
All right, yeah.
And Rich Eisen might have to become the AD. Might have to become the head coach, everything. We just need one dictator, and his name is Rich Eisen.
Sounds good. I've never been referred to as a dictator.
So, well, I'm saying you have. I'm giving you my vote for dictator.
Supreme ruler.
Supreme ruler. Yeah.
Supreme ruler. I appreciate
Emperor
it.
Eisen.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.